cute in a dress, she cute in some jeans. She ain't a member, she is the team. When I'm on the go, she know where I be. She is my rock, she is my queen. She is my rock, bust at the up.
So y'all, I wonder what it's gonna be. Is it gonna be RIP to the ex or RIP to my iPhone 8 Plus? Leave in the comments right now what you guys think I'm gonna do. I've been using this phone for 7 days. I literally threw this phone to the side, I threw my other phone to the side, and I only used this phone for 7 days. So before I start with my full review on this phone, because I'm definitely going to give you guys the tea, I'm not going to tell you guys until I'm done what phone I chose to keep. I'm going to show you guys, I don't know. You know what? I'm not going to wait. So what I'm going to do is put the phone back in the box and go back to the store and get my money back. I'm not going to use this X, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly why I decided to stick with my 8 Plus and all that stuff while I used the phone for 7 days. Everything, I mean, everything down to the detail of the iPhone X, from the goods to the bad. So I'm going to give you guys the pros and the cons. So I'm definitely about to take this phone back, and I'll give you all the reasons why I'm taking it back, and I'll give you all the reasons why I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to go ahead and say RIP to my 8 Plus. I feel like I'm so close to y'all, but I mean, hey love. So as you guys can see, this is going to be my full review on my iPhone X or 10, whatever y'all want to call it. I could not go the whole 7 days, y'all. I know, don't come for me. This is probably the 6th day. I don't know, y'all, but I couldn't, y'all. I had to go back to my babies. Y'all, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I'm going to tell y'all why I couldn't do it. Now, let me tell y'all something. It is a good phone. It's just not for me. Everybody have their own taste of what they like. I'm not here to tell you go buy the phone or not to buy the phone. I'm just here giving you guys my experience on having the phone. I tried, you guys. I literally tried, and I just couldn't. And I wrote down everything I noticed as I was using the phone in my notes so I wouldn't forget anything, okay? First off, I feel like the phone is $200 extra. Okay, then the 8 Plus and the 8s, even the 8s are cheaper. So it'll be like $300 cheaper, because of course the smaller one is cheaper, and when you want to go up to a Plus, it's like $100 more. Then a 64 gig is not a lot of space. If you film it and you use your phone for pictures, videos, snaps, to keep all your stuff in your phone, 64 gigs is just not enough. Now, if you're someone you just use your phone to talk and text, girl, go ahead with your iPhone X, get your 64 gig and good day. But if you're someone like me, child, that is not going to be enough. I need my 256, and of course, it costs more money, okay? It's like 150 more just to get 256, okay? And then they don't even have the option for 128, so hello, no 128, which I feel like 128 would have been a good number in between. They just want 64, 256. That's your only option, and that's not fair to people who once had the 128 gig, I believe that's what it's called. And sometimes more expensive doesn't mean you're going to get better. You know what I'm saying? Just because a phone is more expensive than any other iPhones that came out does not mean you're going to get better. Now, of course, you're going to get the whole display of the phone in the front, but let me tell you guys what I noticed, so I don't want to forget anything. So as I was using the phone, I started to realize that, yeah, the screen is bigger, and it's only bigger in height. So when you're holding the phone, I noticed the width wasn't the same. So it's definitely like all one screen without the touch ID and all of that, but you're not getting a wider angle, you're getting a taller angle. So the phone is more skinny, you know, it's more like rectangular. versus the Plus is more, you know, like, I don't know if you guys can see. Well, the Plus is more round and wide. The X is more skinny and taller. So even though you get like a whole full screen, your footage is basically narrowed. So that's something I noticed. And of course, Touch ID versus Face ID. So let me speak on it. Did I put anything in my notes? It works okay. Sometimes it's too bright, it doesn't work in the sun, and if it's too dark, it won't work. So that is what I put in my notes, because I know you guys want the real review, like the real tea, and I didn't want to forget anything while I'm filming. But yes, you guys, now Face ID, I'm not too fond of Face ID. I really do like Touch. With Touch, you just put your hand on it, and that's it. You don't have to put your hand on it, swipe up, then do this, do that. You don't have to do none of that. Too many gestures on the phone for your girl. You gotta do too much. Like, if it's too bright, it's not gonna recognize your face. It's not gonna recognize your face, and you gotta put the code in. You still gotta swipe up. You have to put the phone to your face like so, and then it'll unlock. It'll show it's unlocked, because when you first hold it up, it's locked at the top. It's like a lock button, and then when you put it to your face like this, now, I did notice at a low angle, it still worked really good. So I will say that. But when you put it up to your face like this here, it's going to unlock. And then you have to swipe up. Like, why when you show your face like this, it just don't automatically take you right to your home screen? You got to swipe up. It's already too many gestures on the phone. It's like Apple had to do too much to put the Face ID on there. Like, the control center is all the way to the right, when I can just swipe up from the bottom of my 8 Plus. It's just so convenient, especially when you have all these other gestures you got to remember. And if you're coming from an 8 or an 8 Plus or a 7 or whatever, your control center is at the bottom. You got to go all the way up to the top. It's just too many gestures. Of course, maybe if I would have kept it for 14 days or a month, but you know, you can only keep a phone for 14 days, and then you have to really know if you're going to keep the phone or take the phone back. If not, you stuck with a phone that you paid over $1,000 some for, and the resale value is going to be shit in a couple of months because they're going to discontinue the phone. And if you're someone who buy phones and you want to resell them, if a phone is discontinued, it loses so much, and you're not going to get as much as you paid for. Anytime you buy anything anyway from a store, it could be a car. Once you drive that car off the lot, the value has dropped tremendously. The same thing with a phone. Especially now, of course, if you're reselling the iPhone 8 Plus, you're going to get the phone exactly like it is. Especially if the screen is not broken, you have the box, you know, everything is good, and the phone is not discontinued, you're going to get a nice little change for your 8 Plus. But if you're trying to resell your X or 10, whatever y'all want to call it, the resale value is going to, because obviously my camera is jumping, I don't know why, the resale value is going to be probably half, probably not even that. And if you're someone and you buy phones to resell them later on, that would definitely make you not want to buy the phone, because the resale value in a couple of months is not going to be as much. But the Face ID, it did work. Just when I was in the sun, it did not recognize me. Like, I'm talking about beaming sun. Now, if you're just outside and it's a nice cloudy day or whatever, of course it's going to recognize your face. I'm just speaking from my experience. Others may work just fine. But I think you just got to go through too much. And then when you powering off the phone, you got to hold this button plus that button to power it off. With my 8 Plus, all I have to do is hold the phone and just turn it off. So that was that as far as Touch ID. And I prefer my home button. Now, if the Plus come out, I would definitely, now at this point, I probably would change my mind and get the Plus, because I would be satisfied more because I have a bigger screen, and then I wouldn't mind. But it's just so many things you have to figure out. Like, what I may like about a phone, you guys might hate. And what I love about a phone, you know, or what you guys hate, I might love. So it's just whatever you prefer. People have different preferences of what they want when they buy different items. So I talked about the control center, you have to do too much. To the screenshot, you have to do too much. But you can kind of like cut that off. Really, you don't have to do the screenshot like that, because there's a feature in the settings, like you can put the I forget what it's called. You can put the little assistive touch on your screen right here, and you can just screenshot. So that's not really a big deal. You can just tap the screen and it'll screenshot for you. I noticed when I was texting, the keyboard, it does feel smaller in your hand. You know, if you're someone and you have the 8 or the 7 or the 6, it is definitely someone that I adore. It is definitely a good size for you, simply because it's a little bigger than the 6, the 7s, and the 8s. But if you're someone and you had the plus, you're definitely going to be able to tell the difference when you're texting. It feels like if you were using your plus phone and you use the one hand and the keyboard like shifts over to the right or to the left, it feels like that's what you're using on the X. So if you're someone and you use a plus and you swipe your keyboard over there to use one hand texting, that's what it feels like to me, or that's what I put in my notes. I also put in here, I noticed when I was watching videos on YouTube, the notch at the top, it disappears, which I didn't know that when I did like my video telling you guys about the phone when it first come out, and I hadn't had the phone. I just looked at the phone at the store, and I hadn't looked at videos or anything like that, but I really did put this phone to the test, you guys, the days I had used it. I did notice watching YouTube videos, the notch does disappear, so it looks straight, so you don't see the bevel like that. It's just straight. But what I did notice, you guys, what definitely took the cake for me, especially because it's a smaller phone. Now, if it was a plus phone, it wouldn't bother me because, of course, you're going to have more screen. It definitely cuts off the video. So, yeah, they gave you a bigger screen, but why would you cut that off? So if you're someone and you have the X or the 10, some people call it the 10, some people call it the X, it don't matter to me, you definitely will notice that the screen is going to get cut off and it's going to look smaller to like, oh my God, it's really, really small. And I was like, what the yeah. So anytime I watched movies on my phone, Netflix, Hulu, all those apps, it cuts it off. So it's not just YouTube. It cuts it off for whatever you're watching. It definitely cuts it off. And anybody who have that phone can definitely testify that that phone definitely cuts off. And it definitely shrinks the screen. Okay, the camera quality. Let's talk about the camera quality. The camera quality is great. Face front camera is too close for me. It's like as soon as you put the phone up to your face, it's automatically too close. So if you're someone that has pimples and all, like, it's definitely going to show all your imperfections. Okay. Now the back camera, it's pretty good. I will say that it's really good. But if you're someone who even takes pictures, the Plus is still a really good phone for pictures. It's not a bad camera for pictures. As far as the display is beautiful. It's just very overpowering. I don't know if because it's OLED or OLED, it's a little overpowering for me. It's too bright. And in order for you to really get a good display, the phone has to be on bright. And sometimes I noticed when the phone was on bright, it started to flicker. So that's definitely a bummer for me. What else I put on here? My battery overheated. I put it in capital letters. It seems like every time I got on Snapchat or YouTube, or maybe the app need to be updated, because once I got on YouTube or once I got on Snapchat, it was over with. The battery will overheat and the phone will be too hot that I had to just wait, turn the phone off and turn it back on so it could stop overheating. The battery life was really good. I can say that it lasts for a very long time. I found myself throughout the day only charging the phone probably at night. So the battery definitely held a good charge. The speaker works great. I put that in capital letters. It works really good. it's definitely an upgrade from any iPhone out there if you're someone and you love music. But I don't think people just buy phones because of a speaker. So it's up to you. But the speaker works really, really good. But the A Plus speaker works really good as well. Especially if you don't have anything to compare it to, it sounds great. And also, like I said, the phone is going to lose a lot of value because once it's discontinued, the resale is going to be shit. And then last, I have down here my accessories. So you guys know I am a case hoarder. I collect cute, pretty phone cases. I'm obsessed. That's my obsession. And obviously, because of the shape of the phone, you have to buy new accessories for the phone. So new tempered glasses, new phone cases, and you guys know phone cases can range from $1 to $50 to $60, and more multi cases are $100. So you have to think about that. With the 6, the 7, and the 8, you can still use all those cases from when you had a 6. If you got a 7 and an 8, you can reuse all those phone cases. If you have a 6 plus, 7 plus, or 8 plus, you can reuse all your phone cases, and you don't have to go buy any other phone cases, things like that. So that's definitely something to think about. If you're someone like me and you don't want to go buy different tempered glasses, you just take your tempered glass off your phone. If it's not broken, put it on your new phone. If you get an 8 plus, if you had a 7 plus, vice versa. But I will say it is a really good phone. You guys should definitely go pick the phone up if you want. People always asking me, you know, do you love your Note 8 or you love your iPhone 8 Plus, or do you like the X or what? I purchase phones that I really, really love. I'm not going to purchase a phone I just like. And I like the X, the 10, but I don't love it. I actually love my 8 Plus. I'm sure there's some people who love their phone that they have, and kudos to you. It's just not for me, and we are allowed to not like the same thing, okay? So that is my full review on the phone. I tried it out for 6 days. That's the longest I could go, and I took it back today. So sorry, you guys. I tried, and it's just not for me. Now maybe the Plus, we can probably work something out, because that screen and that keyboard and overheating all that is just a little too much for you girls. So I hope you guys enjoyed this real review. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Leave all your video requests down below, different comments. If you guys have an ex, you know, let me know your experience with your ex. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Did you take yours back? And let me know, you guys who are watching me, what kind of phones you guys have. I always want to know. I'm always curious to know what type of phones you guys have. Even if you have an Android, I still want to know, because I do have a Note 8. So I just want to know what phones you guys have. And let me know if anyone is getting the 9 Plus. That's, I don't know if it's out yet or is it coming out. I'm not sure if it's shipped out yet, or I'm not sure. I've seen it at Best Buy. So let me know if you guys think about getting that. Let me know and give me your thoughts on that. Just let me know what phones you guys got and things like that. If you're thinking about getting an upgrade, if you are getting an upgrade, let me know what phone you're gonna get. And if you guys are not subscribed, definitely click the subscribe button to become a part of my to become a part of our YouTube family. Click the notification bell so you guys are notified anytime I upload a video, because I've heard YouTube are not notifying people when the videos goes up, which YouTube is always playing. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. Snapchat get first dibs on everything. I love you guys so much. Until next time, you guys. Bye.
Baby, your picture perfect. Your smile, God made it perfect. Don't let